Hello, Packer fans. Yes, the Packers are back in the playoffs. Yes, you read that right. The Packers are in the playoffs playing against the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday at 3:30. It is going to be a great game. Packers have a really good chance to win. Don't let the people in the media tell you otherwise. The Packers can win this game. Sure, it's going to be an uphill battle for sure, but there's no reason to doubt that the Packers can win this game. I mean, Cowboys are known for failing in the playoffs year after year. I mean, it's been 1996, and there's still no new Super Bowl for the Dallas Cowboys, not even an NFC Championship appearance. So, are we to believe that this team, of all teams, is going to lead them there? Maybe, just maybe they are. But the Packers are playing well enough, and yes, their defense is not the best. They're playing well enough to be reliable as a potential upset pick. And we're going to go through that despite the freak injury to Jair Alexander. You got to be kidding me. Something like this always happens to the Packers. But let me know what you think down in the comments below, and let's get into it. And as I was saying with Jair Alexander, rolling his ankle, just stepping on someone, didn't practice today, now day to day, and in danger of missing the game. He is really, it seems to be, as reliable and as fragile as Christian Watson. I mean, yes, rolling your ankle is never good, no matter who you are. But this is the kind of crap that happens to the Packers all the time. And it always happens to the guy that are paid the most money. They just, roll their ankle. And I know now it is a really painful injury for sure. But it's just like, some of the stuff you just can't make up. You just can't make the stuff up for the Packers. Elton Jenkins was downgraded to a non-participant today in practice. I bet he'll still be able to go, but who knows if Jair Alexander will. Jonathan Wicks, of course, he seems to be dealing with injury every week. He seems to be playing. Jaden Reed, same thing too. He seems to be playing too. Who knows if A.J. Dillon is going to play? Still working through that broken thumb, so maybe he will be able to play through it and play on Sunday. But of course, you got Jordan Love, and Jordan Love is the guy that makes this team go. As long as Jordan Love is playing well, and he has been for the last second half of the season, Packers have a chance to win because as good of a defense as the Dallas Cowboys is, yes, their front seven is really great and are one of the best teams in the world at applying quick pressure against teams in the NFL. But their secondary, like usual, gives up a lot of yards. Yes, they have a lot of pick sixes, can force a lot of turnovers, but on the other hand, they give up just as many yards and touchdowns. So the Packers could take advantage of that for sure. It all comes down to Jordan Love avoiding the quick pressure, avoiding the likes of Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence, and others. They have a great front seven to play against the Packers, and this will be a real test for the Packers going forward. And I think Zach Tom can hold his own against Micah Parsons this week. He may get beat a couple times, but I think more times than not, he'll be able to step down on Micah Parsons and force him into a position that he's not usually in. Now, running game, like I said, with Jordan Love makes the team go. Also, Aaron Jones makes this team go as well. I mean, just look at the turnaround in their offense overall since he has been healthy and going over 100 yards a game the past several games. It just provides a steady mode of yards to get. Jordan Love doesn't have to be in those short, really long third down positions. He can actually be comfortable in the pocket, hand the ball off to Aaron Jones, get 4 or 5 yards on first down, and then maybe a couple more in second, and then you get a 3rd and 3 and a 3rd and 2 instead of 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 12 like we were getting constantly early in the beginning of the year. The Packers can definitely exploit this and continue to move forward. Now, Christian Watson probably not going to play. I'm just going to guess that he's probably not going to play. We know he is as soft as paper tissue. Yes, it's a real tough, soft tissue hamstring injury. We all know those can be really difficult for Packers players, especially, it seems. But I'm just going to bet he's probably not going to play. Maybe he'll surprise and maybe he will play. But I bet he'll wake up on Sunday and just say, I just can't do it today. Can't do it. But I'm sure Jaden Reed will play. I'm sure Dontayvion Wicks will play. Luke Musgrave looked pretty good for what he was able to do. Just working him back in after the lacerated kidney. I mean, my God, this guy's a warrior. He played through a lacerated kidney and was finally taken up because it's just too painful. And I cannot imagine how horribly painful lacerated kidney is. Tucker Kraft has been a great revelation as well. Just imagine the next couple of years, 2 great tight ends who can both block and catch and run block as well, and then at least three good wide receivers. Maybe the Packers will do something with Christian Watson and get something for him. I would advocate they should try and do that. I just don't think he's worth it at this point. He's not worth playing 4 or 5 games a year, then missing all the games. You can't pay a guy like that. Made this clear many times before, so I don't want to go over it again. The Packers have a great chance to win, and like I said, if the Packers can avoid the quick pressure by the Dallas defense and can avoid those double coverage situations, Packers have a really good chance to win. Now to go to the Cowboys offense, it all comes down to CeeDee Lamb. If CeeDee Lamb is playing well, it's going to be a really tough time for the Packers. Jair Alexander, for all the shit he's gotten, he quietly shut down DJ Moore last week. And maybe, just maybe, he'll be able to play and slow down CeeDee Lamb. You don't have to shut him down. I mean, I don't think you can ever really shut down a guy like CeeDee Lamb. He's just too good. He's going to get open eventually, and it just have to limit him to maybe 5-10 yards a catch instead of the big 20, 30, and even a couple weeks ago against the Lions, the 90-yard bombs. You just have to limit that as much as possible, and that's all you can really do. And Tony Pollard has been a real disappointment this year. I mean, he's had a few good games here and there, but he's just nowhere near what you thought it would be. It really goes back to think of that injury that he had in the playoffs last year, how much that really hurt him going forward. And again, another running back could have lost to a terrible injury and just loses a lot of his effectiveness. Rico Dotto is a decent change of pace back, but he's not going to be able to rush all day. But again, they are playing the Packers rush defense, who has been known to give up a few yards here and there, although they have been much better of late the past couple weeks. And it'll honestly come down to Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb. Dak Prescott avoiding the turnovers and getting the ball down the field. Tony Pollard being able to supply a reasonable amount of yards per carry, maybe 4 yards a carry. If he can get like 4 or 5 yards a carry, it's going to be a tough day for the Packers. Packers defense is good. They have been able to provide pressure. Lucas Van Ness has been showing lately that he was a certifiable great first-round draft pick. Of course, you still got Rashawn Gary. Still got good old Kenny Clark in there. Devontae Wyatt is coming on strong lately. And the secondary has been better. I mean, they're still nowhere near what they could be, and hopefully it'll change next year and get a huge upgrade once Joe Barry is gone. But there are pieces all over this team that, with the right amount of coaching, can be even better than what they are. And Matt LaFleur deserves a lot of credit after seemingly his job being just dead early in the middle of the season. He's turned his team around and has led his team through a lot of thick situations against good teams. They played well, and he deserves credit. Goody deserves credit too. I mean, at first I thought Goody might get fired after next year if they didn't have a good draft pick, but looking at what Jordan Love has done, I think he deserves a couple more years, to be honest. It shows that he can see talent. It shows that the Packers can develop right. And Goody, as long as he keeps drafting well, look at what he drafted this year. A bunch of bangers that are already performing. They're only rookies. They're only going to get better. Goody deserves more time for sure, simply on the fact alone that Jordan Love has turned up a lot of eyes and to show that he can be a good quarterback in this league. Doesn't need to be a superstar. Jordan Love does not need to be a superstar for this team to be good in the future. It would help if he continued to grow better and better and work on some of those low throws that he seemingly has a lot on a week-to-week basis. If he can avoid that and avoid throwing down and getting the balls tipped, like it happened quite a few times this year, Jordan Love can be one of those top 10 quarterbacks in the league. He really can. Just given the right time, or just a little bit more development time, he can be that reliable top 10 quarterback in the league. And you can laugh at me right now. He can show it, but he has shown it the past week. I mean, look at his stats compared to a lot of other big name quarterbacks in the league. He's second in the league in overall touchdown passes, only behind Dak. That's just not something to snort at. He's definitely worthy of praise, but Packers, I think they win. I really do. I really think they're able to pull this out just based on Dallas Cowboys or proclivities to blow games on a year-to-year basis. And I think, to be honest, Dallas may be overlooking the Packers and looking forward to avenging a loss to San Francisco, which, let's be honest, even if they do play San Francisco and beat the Packers, they're still going to lose. The Cowboys will still lose to San Francisco. It's going to happen. They're not going to beat San Francisco. They're not good enough. As good as the Cowboys are, even if they beat the Packers, they're still not good enough to beat the 49ers, especially since it's in San Francisco. But Packers win 28-24. And that's my pick. It's going to come down to the last second for sure. Hopefully it's not on the leg of Carlson. That would be bad. But Packers are going to win on Sunday. You can put that down. Packers win against the Cowboys and move on to the second round against San Francisco in what should be a very surprising game, to be honest. But let me know what you think down below. Let me know what you think of the Packers' chances to win this week. Let me know if you think I'm an idiot for thinking the Packers can win. But have a great day. God bless, and go Pack Go.